today I'm gonna do another story time, and this is about the worst job I've ever had. If you haven't already guessed, this is definitely customer service, as most, well, not most jobs, well, actually a lot of customer service jobs suck, but this is probably the worst one I've ever had. I've only had 3 jobs in my life. I started working at 19. So it was my second job that I ever had. So it was JCPenney. I can't get fired for this because safe to say, like, I can't get fired because I already quit. I didn't even quit. I just walked out. Okay. I just never went back. Okay, so I started working there. When did I start working? November 2021. So I had just quit my first job. And I had put in my 2 weeks, and my 2 weeks finished when I started at this job. I should have known it was a bad thing when I hired everyone on the spot, but this was a seasonal position. And so first of all, I applied on Indeed, which is where I always apply for all my jobs. I applied and I got a call when I was at my other job. My first job was McDonald's. So I was at McDonald's and they called me during my shift. I think it was like towards the end of my shift, and I was so excited. I was like, okay, I'm finally breaking out of fast food, because I had worked in McDonald's for I had worked there for 2.5 years. And I had gotten the call while at work, and I was like, okay, yay, I'm breaking into retail. Retail is gonna be so much better than fast food. I don't care what anyone says, I'm gonna thrive. Like, this is gonna be the best job ever. Man, was I wrong. Okay, so they called me and I went for the interview, and it was a group interview, so there was like 6 or 7 of us. It was all girls. So the interviewer was pretty nice. She was like I guess some sort of crew trainer. No, they were like department managers. So she was like in charge of, I don't remember what department, but she was really nice. So she's asking us all questions, and I'm very socially anxious. I get like social anxiety. I've mentioned it so many times. So like I was really nervous because I was like, okay, some of these girls are saying really good things and I'm like just saying the bare minimum. Like, I'm not gonna get hired. I wasn't feeling confident at all. But at the end, like, this took like an hour. This was an hour-long interview, and it was a group interview. It was the only one, but still, like, an hour long. I didn't even plan on being there for longer, like 10 minutes, because I had only ever done like 2 interviews before. They were like short interviews. So at the end of the thing, she called us in one by one, but I think everyone got hired because everyone seemed happy at the end. So fast forward, they were like, oh, we just need to do a background check. I think the background check cleared in like 3 days. So I started working, and everyone already had like a name tag, even though there's seasonal people. And I remember like the whole month I was there, I never got a name tag, so people didn't really know my name. So retail is very toxic, especially like if they have credit cards. Also, the one thing about JCPenney is we had to wear all black, and it was hot in there. Like, it was so hot in there. And like JCPenney, if your JCPenney is popping, ours was always busy since we were in a border town. So like everyone from Mexico would come buy stuff, for Christmas, and they would buy in bulk too. So like it was stressful. It was intimidating for me because like I wasn't good at folding like how they folded. I wasn't like that pro. So the first couple days, like the first 2 days, they were scheduling like 5 or 6 days. Like, as soon as I started, actually one week I got 4 days, and then the next week I got 5, and it was like that. And it was like 8-hour shifts. Some of them, yeah. Okay, so the first 2 days, I think they put me just to fold clothes, and I did not know how to fold those clothes. You know how stores have it professionally folded? I never learned how to fold the clothes, how they were supposed to be folded. I literally just tried to make it seem as best as possible, and I did my absolute worst. So the first 2 days they put me there, and I thought I was gonna be like there forever, and it was so boring because I was just folding clothes. And then the next day, but they always wanted you guys to be doing something, like every single minute they were watching you, like they were following you around the store basically, making sure that you were doing something. I was like, okay, I guess, like I had to look for something to do, even though there was nothing to do. I had to look for something to do, or I would just like walk around pretending like I was doing something. And then after like the third day, they put me on the cash register. They trained me for all of like 5 minutes on the cash register, and then I just had to like live through it. So it was stressful because we only had 2 minutes to check people out, which is ridiculous because people had like loads of stuff. And what stressed me out, oh my gosh, they had like this little, I would say the microphones. No. There was someone with a radio around her, like our area, like in the cash registers. So like the whole time you would hear, come on guys, we have to sell those credit cards, like every single minute we would have to sell those credit cards. And it was tough because like you were really, either a lot of people had credit cards or no one wanted to buy them. And there's something that I hate is when I go to a store and people try to shove a credit card down my throat. You know, that's like annoying. Like they wanted us to sell the credit card while we were folding clothes. Like they wanted us to have like a little machine to sell credit cards while people are looking at clothes. I was like, what? And then I remember getting in trouble because the manager was coming over and she was like, you know, it has to be under 2 minutes, right? You're going too slow. I was like, I'm trying my best. Like I'm new here. Like they have like a bunch of clothes. She was like, yeah, but it still has to be under 2 minutes. There's no excuses. And then she would always come out for that. It was a different manager. It wasn't the one that I said was nice. This was like the store manager, I think. And she was very like, most of the people there were very passive aggressive. Like they were nice, fake nice. Like they would be like, you know, you have to do this, right? Just remember to do this. So you basically had to hear it the whole time. Come on guys, let's sell those credit cards. Like trying to you know, encourage you to keep selling them. And you would get in trouble for not offering it to people. I know that a lot of retail stores go through this, but the fact that they have to, like, that's such the worst thing ever. And I thought after this, I vowed to never work in retail because no one ever let me know. And everyone there was so like, no one wanted to talk to me in the whole month there. I can't even remember a single person's name. I can't remember a single person's name. I remember that so it would get like super busy every day, like non-stop busy. And I always had to be doing something. And I remember going home one day crying, like bawling, because I was like, I can't do this. Like there was so much pressure. And I was just like, whenever someone sold a credit card, they would announce it like, congratulations for making like a friend. That's what they would call it. And I was like, okay, I'm like, I can't sell this anymore because like my social anxiety was acting up, and the fact that it was hot in there, it felt like hell. It was the worst. It's just because I can't take the heat, and then having this pressure on you was really just like the icing on top of the cake. And then I remembered that I was scheduled for Black I was on Thanksgiving, so my last day was the day before Thanksgiving. So I don't even think I lasted the month there, to be honest. So my last day was before Thanksgiving because I was like, okay, I'm scheduled on Black Friday. And I was scheduled from 1 to 9. And I was like, you know what? I told my cousins, because I went to my cousins for Thanksgiving. I was like, you know what? I don't think I can go tomorrow. I don't think I can do this. Like, I was trying to get them to convince me to not go, but they weren't saying anything. And I eventually, like, convinced myself. I was like, you know what? No, I'm not going tomorrow. Like, it's not worth my mental health. Like, it was draining because it was so awful to be there. That job was just the most toxic environment. And I think also it was amplified because I had no friends. Like, if you guys know what it's like not to have friends in a workplace, it's like the worst. Like, I'm not like super social or anything, but like, I guess having a friend in your job, it kind of like gives you like a little support system, or like someone to like fall back on, or like someone to talk to, so like the day goes by quicker. And I couldn't make a friend. I couldn't make a single friend. Either they were too old and I couldn't relate. I have a hard time relating to people, and I have a hard time talking to people, and no one wanted to talk to me. And it kind of sucks, like, when no one wants to talk to you, especially when you're new. And I was like when I first started, I thought I could tough it out I wanted to tough it out through the month at least, because like it was a 2-month job, and I just couldn't, like, I couldn't. And it was like, what the heck, like, I thought I could have survived, but nothing could have prepared me for the horribleness that job was. And ever since then, I was like, no, I can never work in a place that like pushes credit cards down your throat. Like, I can't work in retail anymore either, because like retail just isn't for me. So yeah, like, that made me really fortunate. It made me feel really like blessed with the job that I have now. It's a really good job. And it's just like such like breath of fresh air, and it's definitely not retail because I said I never work there again. But yeah, so like, I don't recommend retail. Retail is not for the faint of heart. It just isn't. So especially that place, I hated it there. I can never work there again. If I said to myself, if I had to work another day there, I think I would kill myself. I can't say that. I can't say that. Can I? Oops. I wouldn't survive. I couldn't make it another day through there. I honestly, no. I would probably have a mental breakdown. No, I can't. No matter how mentally stable I am, nothing could. I was mentally stable at the time. Yeah. After that, I was unemployed for like a year. Just when I was posting more. I'm sorry that I've been posting that often. I've been working, guys. But yeah, that was the worst job ever. Cheesy Benny, never again. I honestly, to this day, it's been like over a year. I've only stepped foot in there like twice, and I don't buy anything myself. Like, my dad pays for it, because no, that place is just like, I go in and I feel the heat, and all the bad memories come rushing back. It's just like, no. How do you guys like my shirt? But like, it's like, no, I can't do this anymore. The flashbacks, I get trauma. Like, I want to call it, it's not, I wasn't there long enough to develop trauma, but like, no, just going back there, no, I can't. The worst job ever. I'm not even exaggerating. It was like the worst for me. I don't know if the people that work there could agree, but for me, the worst. I will never work there again. No. Even if I had known, I couldn't. Not even if I had to. I'd rather not work at all. Like, I'd rather not have money ever again. No. Knock on wood. But like, don't work there again, because it was so awful. It is the worst job in the world. If you guys have made it this far, please comment down below what the worst job that you've ever had is. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching me rant. But yeah, that's the worst job I've ever had. And wow, I would never, ever